What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle Create Space. The link will be in the description box below, as usual. This was entitled Mom Can't Teach Masculinity. Mom Can't Teach Manhood. Um, I've been watching guys who are grown all the way to teenagers. And you see this increasingly more prevalent that guys are having an issue, are struggling trying to find their manhood and masculinity because they were taught manhood through their mother who has no idea what she's doing. So let's get the elephant in the room out of the way, because some of this manhood is dealt to the fact that they say, men aren't in the homes. You're absolutely right. It's hard for a young boy to teach himself how to be a man with no male influence. The question you got to ask is, um, why is the man not in the house or involved? Is it because of the man or is it because of the woman? So if it's because of the man, you kind of got to give grade the male on the young boy on the curve, because that wasn't even what his mother intended to do. Okay. Now if it's the mother, you gotta boop, like drop that on her. Like, shawty, you did this. I'm gonna tell you why. Because in my experience in life, there are a lot of guys actually who were taught to dislike their fathers, disrespect their fathers, not listen to their fathers, and grow up to be men and wind up understanding and wind up having this inner conflict where the things that their father told them to do that they rebelled against are the actual principles of manhood. And now they're fighting themselves because half of their manhood is fighting to be tied to their love for their mother. So you don't want to fully be a man, because if you fully be a man, you actually have to submit to what your father was telling you that you and your mother said wasn't right and wasn't shit. And first you got to admit you wrong. Then you got to look at everything that you did. Then you got to atone those mistakes. That's too much for some people to handle, because they can't admit that they spent 5, 10, 15, 20 years going in the wrong direction. And because of that, they don't want to go off on their mother and disrespect or disown her, because the motherly love bond is so strong that you can't say, man, you sent me up the river, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? Can't say that, right? So here you go. You're meeting other guys, say college age, military age, whatever, trade school age. Now you're meeting guys who have a healthy sense of manhood, and you're looking at them, and you're trying to be uh, an imitation of a man while learning from them without saying you need help and swagger jacking, and you might even try to uh, get closer to them or get closer to their family to pick up what you missed. And some of the times it's a great thing, and other times it's a situation where you find yourself realizing that, man, your dad is just like my dad. How do I how do I like your dad so much but hate mine when they pretty much the same type of guy? What the fuck? Wait. How come your mama could get along with your dad so well, but my mama hate my dad guts, but your dad is just like my dad? Wait a minute. Something ain't right. How come, my dad got a girlfriend and she cool. My mama ain't got a boyfriend. And all the dudes that she was fucking with, just something was off about them guys. And you stuck in that state of confusion. For some people that takes years to figure out, because now you're realizing mom can't teach you manhood. You know, uh, Another thing about that is the discipline and structure part. and this is why I do not like how mothers treat their sons, because uh, y'all these guys get accustomed to being show horses and not work horses. They figure what they lack for discipline and structure, they'll make up for in appearance. You know, like I dressed for the occasion. I got a suit and tie on, and I dressed for the job. Okay, well, I'm glad you. You know what? You did that. You came. You showed up. You dressed for the job. Now it's time to roll up those sleeves. Now it's time to take that suit jacket off, roll up your sleeves, and get to work. You got now. You got these skills popping. Show me your skills. Then their skill becomes bullshitting until you know until you get tired of watching them bullshit and giving them their space, and then you realize they're all show, no work, because they have no structure and discipline, and they don't understand that men's work ethic and production define them more than their appearance. You know, you can choose to dress any type of way you want to, but um, who has better skills and who outworks you? Because normally some of the best people don't dress the stereotypical part. If you notice that, because they're their own individual, they got their own individuality, and they've worked themselves into a space where you've accepted who you have to accept their past production and their current skill set, and less than you have to worry about their clothes. So this is one of the reasons why mothers can't teach manhood, because you got these guys walking around shimmying like Prince and shit, don't know what the fuck they doing. Another thing is, why moms can't teach manhood is because the way they do it, they teach young boys to be men the same way women want men to be men. And what I mean by that is these young boys wind up always looking for a man to fix something, and get caught off guard when people say, well, you a man. And they're like, what? Wait, what? Huh? What? Wait, no. See, my mama said, you know, they have that Bobby Boucher. Like, that's like, really, that's the culmination. Like, most guys whose moms can't, because most guys are Bobby Boucher in that movie. They're at that point, they're at the college, at that point when they're learning. If they embrace their masculinity and their manhood, they can go so much farther, but they're mentally trapped. And mama said alligators have all them teeth. That's why they so ornery. And no toothbrush. You know what I'm saying? So it's that phase, right? But getting back to it, one of the things that's bothersome is when they look for other men to do stuff. Say, bro, can you do this? Say, bro, can you do that for me? Say, bro, and then not understanding, the guys are gonna start looking at you like, say, dude, the fuck, you need to do some shit for yourself, because they become female. Could you take me here? Could you get this for me? Could you show me this? Could you teach me some shit? And when they trying to teach you some shit, they do it like a woman, where they actually asking for your tutelage, but what they really asking for you to do it for them, because they're not intending on doing the shit. And you come to find out, these guys become dead weight, and they go from Bobby Boucher to baby boy, which is basically the same thing. Now, another reason mom can't teach manhood is because mothers teach guys to deal with aggression and confrontation the same way women do. I had to have this conversation with my son about this. Like, dude, you don't get to say whatever you want and act like, I just said what I said, and you have to take it, and I'm gonna stick my chest out and just walk off. No, a guy's gonna slap you in your fucking mouth for that shit. I mean, or they're just not gonna fuck with you. It's that simple. But these mothers teach manhood to say, son, You be a man like a lady, you know, and speak your mind, and then and twirl your fade and walk off. Like, and you gotta, son, you gonna get fucked up like that. I need you to scream at the top of your lungs and go ah, because you gotta understand something. This is why they say guys act emotional, because all that screaming is different when a guy does it as opposed to a girl. When a girl goes on a screaming rampage, a lot of time it looks like a temper tantrum to a guy. But if a guy goes off on a screaming rampage, you're expecting to have some type of fight after that, because he's enraged to the point where he just speaks his mind, but now he's gonna hurt you. So you got these guys not understanding that they're giving off the signs that we about to go at it, but mentally they are girls, and they're like, I just say whatever I want to say, and now it hurts your feelings so much you're paralyzed, and you're gonna mentally beat up yourself for 6 months. Bullshit. That ain't finna happen. Another thing about that is, and everybody speaks about it, I ain't gonna speak about it long. Your mothers are teaching these boys to, how can I say this, be the guys that they wouldn't date. Very simple. Everybody, you can go on YouTube and go on other guys' videos, and they can explain that out to you. But on top of that, and I see this now more so when in a cultural sense, now it's hard for guys to. Mom taught you bad masculinity and manhood, because now you can't talk. You can't express yourself like a man. You express yourself like a female. You want to say one word or text all the time. You can't call. See, a lot of the issues you young ladies are having, or you women in general are having with men, is because they were taught manhood by their mama. That's why he says, you should call me. You should text me. You should, if you want to go out, you should let me know. And see, what happens is, a lot of you ladies are really honestly attracted to those bitch tendencies. Because guess what? Your mama taught you her warped sense of manhood. So now you out here chasing men. You out here chasing males who aren't men, because you feel like you are empowered and you can run them. And you running from men because when you meet them, it dwarfs your empowerment, your empowered facade. And at the meantime, between time, guess what these moms are trying to do? Fuck everything in sight. They're at competition with you, their daughters, and they are opportunistically poaching off as much dysfunctional brain damaged dick as they can possibly get. But none of you suckers can realize it. So what ends up happening is, because mom, and then this is why these girls had this daddy complex. This is why these guys look for mentors, but they can't be around mentors because they have this daddy issue. And this is why some guys have to spend a longer time working themselves through manhood, because they start to figure out that they don't get along with other men because mom taught them to be adversarial towards men, because they taught them to be adversarial towards their dad, or the dad wasn't involved, so they don't trust men because they got abandonment issues, and mom couldn't fix that. So this is why I'm saying mom can't teach manhood. We out.